So if you are with the tasseography, what does the word actually mean? Do we know where it comes from?
It comes from a French word called tasse for cup, and the Greek mansi meaning divination. So it's cup divination.
Yeah.
So the saying "read the leaves" originated from fortune tellers who would interpret the patterns formed by the tea leaves or the coffee grounds to predict upcoming events.
I was just going to ask whether you need any special tools. Obviously you need a cup because you've got to have something to put the grounds in, but do you need anything special?
It depending. I've got a special teapot, I've got special cups. I do love a charity shop. I do love finding amazing teapots in there and teacups. I would say is the only cup that you really could do with is a white cup, because if the leaves are black, and please don't split a tea bag, because tea put in a tea bag has been dried in a different way. So in order to do a tea leaf reading, I would recommend buying loose tea and putting it in a teapot, letting it stew. You can use a tea strainer for the leaves to be stuck in the tea strainer. And sometimes I've got somebody and they've got no leaves in the cup, I use a tea strainer and I put the tea strainer leaves on a plate, sort of tap it and it comes out. And that gives me indication of what's going on with that particular person. Tasseography can be traced back to medieval European fortune tellers. They used wax and lead, and from that evolved into reading tea leaves. Historians, which I find fascinating, have reported that tea leaf reading has origins in Asia, Middle East, and ancient Greece, and Middle Eastern cultures using coffee, because tea leaf reading began around about the 17th century after Dutch merchants introduced tea from China into Europe. And then tea leaf reading is closely related to the Romanis with their nomadic lifestyle. And if you look at coffee, you're looking at the Balkans and the Ottoman Empire. And tea grew popular in the United States because they opened a lot of tea parlours. And after World War I, women across the country took advantage of this and started opening their own tea shops, tea parlours, offering like refreshments and offering tea leaf readings to the customers. Now, if you look at Victorians, high tea was very, very important to them, and they would invite lots of people around, and the Romani people were welcome to participate in doing tea leaf reading at high tea. So
I love a high tea. I'm all for mid-afternoon cups of tea and cake. It sounds like a good idea to me.
For this podcast, I haven't tried it, but the cakes that you make, Rachel, look amazing. It's almost like I just want to put my hands through the screen and grab one back. Even my kids going, my gosh, that looks amazing. So yeah, even the dogs are licking their lips.
We should do cake reading as well, shouldn't we, really?
Oh my gosh, yes. I wonder, that would be, how much cake someone was eating, especially, I love carrot cake. My daughter Amber, she's a trained chef, and she makes a cheesecake and she puts jelly in it, and it's amazing. So I always say to the kids, touch my cheesecake, feel my spoon, because I'm like, no, this is mine. So that's an idea. I might ask her to make one for Christmas, because we're all getting together for Christmas. So, but cake is important, I think, as well as tea, because I think they go in hand with each other.
It's quite a ritual, isn't it? I think making a cup of tea should be part of a daily ritual. Do you think that's important when you're doing a reading as well? You've talked about using the proper teapot, and does it become part of the reading?
Yeah, it does. I think it is a ritual. My nan Ada, she loved a cup of tea. She loved making tea. She loved boiling a kettle. She loved putting the tea leaves into the pot and pouring the water into it So it is like a ritual, and it's almost like I go into a meditative state where someone's coming for a reading. I think, I've spoken to them on the phone, maybe talk to them via Zoom or any other facilities that are available today. And I then basically think about why is this person coming for a tea reading or coffee cup? And as I'm making it, we go into a ritual. I always meditate before I start to get into the zone, before I make the tea. And I think it's important because it's sort of setting the intention to have to bring good vibes in, to be positive. I'm not a naysayer when it comes to readings. If I find there's something negative in the tea leaf, I turn it around and positivity, and there's usually means that person's going through it now. It's like when I teach tarot, I only teach tarot with the upright meanings, because the cards can, oh, thank gosh for that, and even my rune books, I've had people put comments on platforms saying, why don't you do reverse meanings? I said, because there is so much information with tarot, as you know, there's 78 cards. You've got 78 meanings to remember, and that'd be 150 plus if you reverse them. I think I'm really glad you said that. Thank you. Because basically, just think it's important. I'm not a naysayer, but positivity is important. But you can turn that around and say, well, this X amount of things are going on at the moment, but I see light at the end of the tunnel, and this is going to be okay. It's not. It's. I would say is in divination, don't complicate it. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, and that reflects you as a person. I mean, in the early days when I first started out, I've learned a lot, and keeping it simple, keeping it real. Less is more as well. Positivity is important in more ways than one. And I love it anybody can do a tea leaf reading. Anybody can sit in meditation and connect with spirit guides, angels, ancestors, fairies. But I take this as part of my practice. It's part of me. It's part of my ancestry. And I truly do believe that when you do a tea leaf reading, you're actually connecting not just to the person, but you're connecting to beyond the realm, and I love tea. I think I drink far too much of it. I like different types of teas. I like experimenting with tea. I love ginger tea. I'm absolutely not shop brought. I like ginger. The stronger the better. I like the tea bag to stand up in the ginger tea. I just think there's something about ginger. It's warm, and also on a hot summer's day, I find a hot cup of ginger tea is actually quite refreshing.